Can I combine intentions between a Nafil fast, a Sunnah fast, and intermittent fasting? But this is all the rage, right? This is the big diet thing. This is the big way of, the medical breakthrough, that if you make sure that you don't eat the vast majority of the day and then restrict your eating to a small period of the day, then you'll lose weight, and a couple of times a week is enough, and blah blah. And lo and behold, it looks very, very similar to what the Sunnah is of fasting every Monday and Thursday. Listen, let's put that to the side. It's clear that there is medical evidence which is confirming the benefits of fasting. We knew that already, and the idea is that if a person who breaks their fast, let's say quite early in the day, like a winter fast, even they are going to get hungry later on, but they need to not eat too late. So within a certain window of 6 hours or 8 hours or whatever it is, according to what medical opinion you follow, you've got to have your meal. And the rest of the day you shouldn't be eating at all. The rest of the night you shouldn't be eating at all, and they call this an intermittent fast. In this kind of approach, which is for health benefits and for weight loss, is it allowed to have these worldly benefits whilst doing something for the sake of Allah? This is a good question, and let's make it clear that when you do something for the sake of Allah, it's got to be for the sake of Allah. It's got to be to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to show sacrifice for His behalf, on His sake, and for you to struggle and strive and go through that effort, and that's what you're rewarded for. If you're wanting another added bonus, the only time that can happen is if it's in a clear secondary intention, meaning that you are going to fast for Allah, and you know what? I'm going to turn that fast into an intermittent type fasting as well, meaning that when I break my fast, I'll break it using a certain type of food as opposed to maybe a different type that I would have normally had if I was just doing a Sunnah fast. And you know what, when I'm fasting, I might eat, every couple of hours now, and then eat really late as well, and outside of the normal rules of intermittent fasting. But because I'm also wanting to make this an intermittent fast, then when I break my fast, I'm going to make sure that I only have a meal another couple of hours later, and then I'm not going to eat. So it's obvious actually that a person, if they were just fasting and not having a health or intermittent reason to do it, intermittent fasting reason to do it, their eating habit and their eating manner after they break their fast would be different. Okay? Whereas a person who's trying to get double benefit, the day's not going to change, is it? But the end is going to be different, because someone who's fasting, intermittent fasting, is going to change the nature of the evening after they've broken the fast. Likewise, a person who's intermittent fasting doesn't do anything better during the daytime. They're not focusing on improving the quality of their day. Whereas someone who fasts a day for the sake of Allah, a Monday and a Thursday, their attitude needs to be different. If your attitude isn't different, then you've got a bigger problem than just the combining of two intentions. Your bigger problem is that you're not fasting for Allah properly. Ibn Atiyah used to say, the Imams of the Salaf used to say, that if your non-fasting day and your fasting day is exactly the same, other than you don't eat or drink, then you haven't fasted at all. It's a poor man's fast, that really poor quality. You've got to be better, more ethical, more focused, more adhkar, more Quran, more good deeds, more lowering of the gaze. There has to be a real tangible difference in a fasting day to the non-fasting day. And so I believe quite comfortably and happily that a person can have both intentions, but the primary one is for the sake of Allah. That's the reason you're actually choosing that day and not a Tuesday, for example, or a Friday. You're doing Monday and you're doing a Friday, or you're doing the 3 days. Those are the days you're choosing primarily. The day looks like a fasting day, but then it has the added intention of being intermittent fasting, and the benefits of intermittent fasting, and the way that you'll break your fast and so on. That's quite okay as well, and Allah knows best. Hey, thank you for watching, and subscribe so you can continue to get the rest of the videos. I don't know, whether somewhere over here, there, whatever, whatnot. It's beautiful, this series of videos, FaithIQ, and we need your support, and that's by watching it, by sharing it, and then by donating towards it, so we can continue to make more videos that deal with more of your issues. Jazakumullah khair, wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.